50. Yeah. It's 50 shades of life. Let's talk about your type. Are your pockets feeling light?
Does your man treat you right?
Is your sex game lame? Are you searching for some fame? Hey yo, cuz, let's talk about it. Sex health, music wealth, truth and self. I knew myself. Boy, you better not lose yourself. But let me mind my own black business. Running up these digits, fresher than them dishes.
Tell you grant your wishes. I'm a tarot reading witness.
Yeah. 5-0. Yeah, 50.
Welcome to 50 Shades of Life. All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to 50 Shades of Life. This is a special episode. I'm your girl, Raquel Nicole, and here with my dope-ass co-host, Black Magnolia. Tell you.
What's up, everybody? Yes, I'm so happy to be here on this special edition with the lovely Katrina.
Yes.
All right,
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Glad to be here.
Yes. So this one is a very different episode, y'all. And we had to bring one of, well, I'm going to say Detroit's finest by way of LA.
Hey.
Dope Trina with the truth herself. And y'all know I say this about everybody come on here, but no, this is like one of my favorite people, straight the hell up. Like, so, but we on here to talk about all of this craziness with Katt Williams, and he done laid it out yesterday. Well, no, 2 days ago. I think he's barely hit 72 hours. I think they're at like almost 18 million views of this interview. So Tally and I were sitting over here talking, and we like, man, we got to talk about it. And I'm like, I got the perfect person, a comedian who's in LA, who I know is going to keep it real as hell, 100%. And add a little bit of funniness to it as we over here chitting and chatting. I know Ty got 1,001 damn questions as well. So Trina, welcome to 50 Shades of Life.
Thank you for having me. I just feel the fun in the air already. I can tell we just like Mark said, go, fun, go. Let's do
it.
Yep.
All right. So, my first question I want to start with, I hope everybody can hear me good. Let me get into the microphone. Top 5. Who are your top 5 comedians?
Like dead or alive, or just like period?
Period.
We got the one and only Richard Pryor.
Yes.
We got the one and only Eddie Murphy. We got the one and only Red Fox. Then we got the one and only Jamie Foxx, although I believe he's been cloned as of late, but you know what I'm talking about, Jamie before all this drama. Okay. And my number 5, here we go. For the number 5 spot, I gotta give it to...
You put it on the spot, yeah.
Put us hard of all time. I know, number 5 has gotta be... Let's give it to... that's tough. One style that I've never seen, and this comedian is bold. He gets everybody to think, and he got that love or hate thing going on. I'm gonna give it to Corey Ho. That's that. Yes. Cool. It's uplifting women in such a negative way that they scare straight. It's the weirdest thing it's the weirdest approach to comedy I've ever seen. So I'm gonna give that originality. Okay. I gave him 5 for originality for sure.
That's dope.
Okay. So then what qualifies for you? What do you think makes a good comedian?
When people ask me about a comedian, I automatically assume a stand-up comedian. I don't think a comedic actor. I don't think a skit comic. When you say someone is a comedian, that means they can get up there and do an hour of stand-up, make a special, and it's timeless. It can just go through era to era to era to era. And so that's my criteria. I know that most of the men I've named have done film and television, and I did name all men, didn't I? But they at the top. I can't lie. It is what it is. I got some top women too. But you have to be able to pick engaging topics. It's kind of like that Simon Cowell thing. You got to pick the right song, first of all. So they pick engaging topics that the world can relate to. These are global comics. They talking about fathers, mothers, the internet, whatever it is. Yeah. And the fact that they have their own style, I don't see them imitating another. All the ones I named, none of them are alike. Even the characters that they do, they're very different type of characters. So originality when it comes to art, topic choice, funny looking. All of the men I named are funny looking. And so I think they got to talk, and they take it seriously. They study topics. They're all smart. They know what they're talking about. So that's my criteria.
I like that.
All right.
A little bit of backstory, just real quick. You know, Trina wasn't always a comedian, like a professional comedian. All right. So when she like flipped the script, and I tell y'all, flipped the whole damn skillet, the stove, everything. Okay. And I'm like, wait, what? What she doing? Who? So somewhere something triggered you, but who was it or who are they? That is that person that was just like, you know what, I want to do that.
Okay, let me say this, because Raquel and I met, and I was married and I was a mom. I'm still a mom, but I was married. So she met the mother me. I was hardcore in my motherhood, and my husband was a music director. Excuse me, he was a music director at our church. And so when Raquel found out that I was doing comedy, she said, "I didn't even know you cursed." Like. So, but I'm gonna tell you,
I knew I did. When I didn't know, I would always be very like,
yeah. And that's so funny. I didn't know I was even giving that off. And it's so funny because people that have known me my whole life, you know what they said? They said it's about time.
Damn.
People that I grew up with, they said it's about time. So to answer your question, I've always been the storyteller. I've always been silly. When you with your homegirls and everybody's trying to say, what happened? What happened? They be like, no, let Trina tell it. Let Trina tell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's silly. And then when I would get tipsy, you know how some people would just freestyle battle and they'd be doing their thing or acting silly.
Yeah.
I would always put on a comedy show. And I'm going to tell you, Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx, them two right there, the way that Jamie Foxx can be a woman, a man, a action hero, a singer. We took him seriously as a singer. Yeah. And I was like, this man is so talented. We took him seriously stand up. And Living Color was skits. That's social media nowadays. And Jamie was all up and through that thing. He could make himself ugly. Yeah. He could make himself handsome. So I did this report, Eddie Murphy in film school. I knew I was picking a comedian because deep down I always wanted to get on the stage and tell jokes. And I was like, let's go. And that's what I did. That day when I presented my project, I did stand up in the classroom. And then I hit play on my slides and I was in the comedy club telling jokes. And when I tell you, I've never loved anything so much in my life. Aww. Never. My husband was an aspiring musician. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to have a dream. Like, it's a bunch of stuff I was good at that I liked enough to pursue as a career, but never to where I'm like, I gotta do it. Where's the stage? I gotta tell. I wrote this joke every day. I'm like, write that down. Like, jokes is it. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nuts because I'm a full adult. I ain't no baby adult. I'm a full adult starting a whole nother career.
Hey, what you say? What you call it?
Hey. At this big age. At this big age, is that what you mean? Yeah. Yeah, at this big age.
At this big age.
Like, let's say you're on stage, you're getting ready to do a set. How long is a set usually, and how long does it take to prepare? And then what do you do behind the scenes in order to get ready to go out on the stage?
Okay, so out of the 20 questions, I'm gonna start with question number 1. Okay, you asked a good question. What does it take to be funny? Yeah. That's like saying, what does it take to be beautiful? It's very subjective. Now, there are comics that have poor taste. We see them all the time. These are people that are just goofy. And it's not necessarily funny. And it's always subjective. This is why a movie would flop or do well in theaters. So you have to have, you have to be tasteful. You have to be tasteful. You can't pick stuff that's extra offensive. You want a lot of comedy before you're even funny is crowd control. You want the audience rooting for you, right? Like, I like this person. Whatever it is, I like this person. So picking a common subject or a common topic, because comedians say what everyone is thinking. So while I'm sitting in a comedy club, I'm looking at the audience. It's a lot of crowd control, a lot of crowd read. How many nationalities are in the room? What jokes am I gonna tell? Because you always have jokes ready to rock and roll, but stand up is a conversation. Yeah. So the jokes that you have ready are just, you may not even get to tell them, because you may get up there and it's hot in the room and you're like, it's hot up here, and I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta wipe the sweat from under my titties. Like, whatever you're getting ready to say, you gotta be brave enough to say it. And the craft and the art and the spirituality of it is you have to trust that God gave you that point of view for a reason, and you got to be brave enough to say it. That's the bravery. Okay. It don't matter if it's funny. People buying tickets to have fun. So long as they having fun at your expense, they would rather be my expense than their expense. Sometimes you get somebody that's heckling you and you about to make an example out of them. And I grew up roasting. So I'm not scared of a heckler. That bravery was established early on. Everything in my life warmed me up to be a stand-up comic. And my ex hate to hear me say that, but it's true. Working in a salon behind the chair, I got stories all day about how adults just be showing up lying. Like, I ain't never seen so many adult liars in my life in the salon. So a comedian's process, everybody writes a 5-minute, what we call bit. And that's where you set them up, you tell them what's funny, and then you tag it. And you keep making it funnier and funnier and funnier. That 5 minutes can be cut down to 2 or 3 minutes if that's all you got. You got a long version and a short version. Then you got a version of that 5 minutes that you could stretch to 10 minutes, depending on the topic that you have. Because we all have jokes that we haven't milked. So once you get all of those bits, if you get 5 of them, now you got 50 minutes. Now you got an hour. Oh, okay. And they have to be, you get out here and practice them. You get out here and practice them because every time you say something that's not funny, and you got to understand that and be ready to let that go or rework that joke and try it on people to where it's funny.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So where did you learn like the structure? Like, where did you get that from?
So I did take a class by the late, great David Arnold, but then I'm not afraid to get feedback. I always practice on my friends. I practice with my kids. I go out here to these mics, and a lot of comics get up there and they'll try their stuff material at an open mic. Well, when I come off the stage, I'll be like, what'd you hear? Or I'll be like, I'm getting ready to go up. Can you tell me what you heard, what you were thinking? I know that the gift is one thing, but the magic is in the collaboration.
So what would you say? We're going to transition now.
Yeah.
We heard on the Katt Williams how he talked about, somebody stealing his stuff. And what's your take on, first of all, like the interview itself? And then have you exhibited, have you stolen, or have somebody stolen from you? You know what I'm saying? Some of your own jokes.
All right. There was an interview, and this interview just rocked my world. And these are all people that I look up to. These people been doing comedy since before I knew I wanted to be a comedian. And so I'm like, first when I was watching, I was like, Katt, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What do you have to gain from doing this? I don't think we won't have the answer to that for a long time. Because he's selling out. He getting paid for the stuff that he said he did. He is Katt Williams. I didn't understand why he needed to air this out. But for whatever is going on with Katt, he felt, I'm doing it now, and I'm doing it on Shannon, and I'm doing it at the beginning of the year. And I'm telling it. And I'm not under nobody's influence. I'm sane. I'm smart. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Everybody remember a story the way that they remember it. Yeah. What he's doing is he's telling his truth. People need to understand the truth is 2 things can be true. And my truth is my truth, and your truth is your truth. So Ricky Smiley saying, man, I had the part. I had it. But meanwhile, the directors is probably thinking, let this fool fly in because he think he got this part, but we're going to make him Santa Claus. And that's Ricky Smiley's truth. And so he gets on Shannon and he tells his version. And then Katt gets up here and he tells his truth. Man, I been had it. I wrote the whole thing and I did that. And that's his truth. So I'm not going to say that Katt is a liar. I'm saying that's one perspective of all the stories that he told. He's telling the truth about the casting couch and the clubs, these cliques, I want to say, that people have that they don't let you into. After film school, I interned at Kev on Stage Studios. They have a list of comics that they work with. If you're not on the list, they're not working with you. It didn't matter who I recommended. If they wasn't on the list, they wasn't getting it. And I don't know how they created that list. I do know that that's a social media platform driven film company. So maybe you had to have so many followers. Followers is the language out here in Hollywood. I couldn't even get a job at a beauty salon unless I had a following. So who knows why people pick the cliques that they pick. But I tell you one thing, Hollywood wants to make money off of you. If you can show them that we about to make dollars today and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, they're gonna work with you. So it's not just about being funny. It was funny, man. It was so entertaining because a lot of people don't understand. Again, you gotta have fun. We don't want to just like. It was longer than The Color Purple. It was neck and neck with the Titanic. Like, come on. It was better than the Avengers. What?
It was. I watched the whole thing.
I did it twice.
It made the news. I watched it twice, and I'm gonna watch it a third time to pick it apart again. I feel like it's stuff that I missed. When he said, it's so many phrases people gonna take from that, like, you a fat Faison lie. Like, who says that? What grown man talks about punching somebody in the stomach?
Hey. That was cute. I feel like that was his own special.
Say the man sat on the couch with walrus or rhinoceros arms. I said, cat. Oh my God. And then he kept. Funny though. It was funny to watch Katt keep standing up to Shannon, like he was swole up with Shannon. Like, this is what little men think. You're not even as big as him, Katt. Why you keep swelling up? He's like, and you let him come on your show. You let him come on your show and say that, Shannon. He was checking Shannon. Katt was checking everybody. He needs to sit on somebody's couch. He had some built up aggression. That's we all can agree. He had some built up aggression.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But me, it was like the perfect damn interview to me. And I know, like, Shannon will tell you, like, hey, I'm not, Larry King or whatever. He's like, I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows. And I've watched Shannon for a minute and I like his style. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm an entertainer. He's like, I'm not here to, fact check this, do this. I'm gonna let the
Barbara Walters
No. Yeah.
Right.
So I did learn, because I watched last night on Nightcap when he was talking to Ocho, that he said he actually tried to get him on the show in 2022. So eventually he didn't actually touch base with your boy until the end of last year. So he was like, man, he just came in blazing. I was gonna reel him back in. And I'm like, for what?
For
you know
what?
what I'm saying? Like,
for what?
I'm like, man, this man
Let him talk.
He didn't have Trick come out. What's the man's name? Not Trick. Trick Daddy. I didn't get the Trick Daddy thing, but it was did he even say Trick Daddy? I don't even know what Trick Daddy.
What did Trick Daddy say? I haven't seen that.
We got Trick, that's from here. Trick Daddy. That's from
Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh. He was just in there just talking crap in his car. And he just was like, he out here talking all this shit, man. Shut your little leprechaun ass up, blah, 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 blah. And then I guess he was talking about back in the day, he made a joke, but then, he thought it was funny. And he's like, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, damn, did I miss this part of the interview? Because I think I was so focused on every damn thing else. So I don't know if he just tried to jump in just to, get some likes or whatever. I don't know what the hell he was doing, his purpose. It popped up. He didn't have Luda come up with a whole verse. And Luda is my dude. And I was like,
we missed his raps.
Yeah, that part. Oh, but
was he checking his temperature or his pulse? What's happening here at the end of the thing? I was like, was this the pulse that he checking? Did I miss something? Was he saying he was shooting in his neck? Was I overthinking it? Like, I didn't get the last part of the.
Katt highlighted the Illuminati and said them two was in. I said the Illuminati. Everybody didn't even know the Illuminati was real. I'm like, Jesus.
Meanwhile, Ice Cube came on today and
that one,
some shit, which I feel like was dope as hell, and that's why I fuck with Cube, because he I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you. Look, your boy Katt Williams, he is telling a lot of it he was 100 with, which I think is dope as hell. But then he was like, I ain't gonna never record no rape scene. That part is real. Because if you look through any of his movies, anything that he does, he is not gonna record that. Now, I do feel like when Katt Williams was talking about the scene and he did flip it, Q clarified that he wrote his own shit. He helped, amplify the role, which, ain't nobody gonna take credit from you. Like, if you did that shit, you're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So, but Cube came on there, he clarified it, and I'm like, to me, it just makes you seem like everything that he said, it's not gonna be just this Friday situation. that's truthful. So I think every single thing that he said had a whole lot of truth to it. He just came out and was like, I'm tired of holding on to this shit. Y'all done said I was on crack. Y'all done said I was on this.
Facts. I think that's what he was doing. But I got a question for you out there, since you're out there in LA. You think what he was saying about I know you said the couch thing. Do you think what he said about the booty holes and the like saying that you got to sacrifice, I want to keep it intact. Do you feel like that's a true thing that's happening out there, and that in order for you to get on,
you got to sacrifice your booty hole?
I don't think that's the only way. I don't think that that's the only way, but that is a very popular way.
Okay.
And that's true. And I've been out here 7 years. That's a known fact. That's a known fact. What they do. So did y'all see the Brandon T. Jackson interview? Brandon from Detroit? Brandon T did Big Mama's House with Martin, and Katt in the interview called out the fact, I'm not putting on a dress. Y'all need Brandon T for this role. He said that specifically in the interview. Brandon a while ago did an interview, and he said, Katt tried to help me. He told me not to put on that dress. And I did. And it didn't work. I saw that. Yeah. So people are picking that interview apart, and they're either confirming some things or they're disagreeing with some things. Some things it sound like Katt put a 2 on a 10, and some things he had the whole 10 on.
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah.
We gonna keep seeing that this whole year. That's what's got me cringing.
Like, damn, we ain't even January 10th yet. We didn't even wait till Martin Luther King Day came in or nothing. And I'm
gonna tell you, this is the role. Well, here's what I'm learning as a comedian. We're responsible for the mental health of the world. I know that sounds major, but I'm telling you, the stuff we put out and the stuff we say, people take it and run with it as if we're the therapist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say we, because I can post something and I'll get phone calls and people think that I was talking about them. And I'm like, I didn't think about you at all. And as a matter of fact, that didn't have nothing to do with me. I just thought it was funny. So you think we beefing? Girl, I wasn't thinking about you. Or my kids are called. They'd be like, we threw the phone across the room. I said, that didn't apply to y'all. Like, you know me in person. You know me in person. Yeah. Like, cut it out. So I think that's what Trick, is it Trick Daddy?
Trick Daddy.
I think that's what Trick Daddy, I think that's probably what happened with Trick Daddy. He thought something that Katt said was calling him out. And he was like, oh, he was talking about me. Y'all know he was talking about me. I could see that happening. But I can watch it 2 or 3 times. He didn't say Trick Daddy name none in the interview, but it's probably one of those scenarios where he like, that was me. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
And what about the Mark Curry situation? That one to me was crazy. That one was crazy. And I actually watched an interview with Mark, and he was saying that this happened, and he was firing mad at Steve Harvey for doing this to him. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
One, that shit had facts. That was fact, because that wasn't you. I remember that shit.
Here's what's interesting. Being out here, I see and know a lot of these people. And once you see them over and over, and then they know you by face, you kind of get a feel for if they be BSing or not. And I've met Mark Curry a couple of times. Really cool guy, really talented guy. I will believe anything Mark Curry says. So in that interview that we rewatched and we saw, he was upset about his stuff getting stole. And that's big amongst male comics. In the female comic circle, we be like, she can't tell it better than I can tell it. It's only so many husbands, boyfriends, dating, motherhood stories we can tell. We all gonna overlap, but she not gonna tell it like. But the men, they be like, he stole my joke. He's a joke thief. He's a scumbag. Like, they be going at it about stealing material big time. But when humans evolve, they evolve and they kind of think alike. So it's no secret that 2 people can be thinking the same thing the same way. So a lot of times, if we all watch Katt Williams' interview and we all say, man, it was good. The 3 of us thought it was good. Now we all come up with a joke tomorrow night about why we thought it was good. She seen me talk about Katt Williams first, and I said it was good. So now she stole my joke. So there are times when the men are wrong, but it's a ton of times when they're right. They take them, rewrite them, and go forth.
Yeah, and we done heard some shady shit that Steve Harvey has definitely said. I mean, and honestly, I thought that same thing when he was talking about you said that about your first wife.
Right. You
Okay,
said
so
she
I
was
didn't
the
know
reason.
Yeah. Look, I didn't know.
Like, wait a minute, was he saying the
Oh,
same
don't
shit
Yeah.
about the first one? I'm confused.
Katt Williams did me a favor. Katt Williams called out all of them for getting women of other nationalities, and he just softly said light-skinned, ugly women, and I was like, oh my god, I've been working on a joke about it because they all do. They get these, and there's nothing wrong with these women. I'm pro women, but for them to think that when I get to a certain status, this is the type of woman I should have. Why is that? All of y'all perspective.
That's what I told you the other day.
Yes.
They all look, and I don't want to call them out and what they look like. Remember, I was saying that the other day.
Yes.
They all look the same. What is that? That's like,
Yep.
I agree with him on that. It's like, well, here's your standard woman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I don't know.
Yep. Talia literally just said that. What was that? Chapter 6?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we just released it yesterday. So hell yeah. Like, and I agree. I mean,
all the same.
It sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's again another reason why I love, like I said, Q. You know what I'm saying? He been with his wife since forever. You know, but and you mentioned Jamie Foxx. He is one of my favorites. I think he's funny as hell. I think he's a dope actor. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the hell went through. But
this is highly weird. This is highly weird out here. I done seen some weird stuff, y'all. It's very, very weird.
All right. Before we close out, I wanted to ask you who would be your dream person to work with? Comedically.
Immediately, 4 people came to mind. 2 women and 2 men. Wanda Sykes, Ellen, Deion Cole, and Jamie Foxx. I would love to work with any of those 4 on anything. Their writing and the way they brain is wittily funny. It's undeniable talent. And I could learn so much from them 4. I like
Wanda. She's dope. Yeah.
Man.
And so talented, whether she is a cartoon voice or she's on a sitcom or she doing stand-up and to me, like even from billions of years ago when she started, she's still the same damn person. You know what I'm saying? To me. Like, and I think that's dope as hell. So
I've seen some older videos when she wasn't as lesbian-esque and it was her doing stand-up. And I can tell that she just wanted to present and be accepted. But now she came into her voice and unapologetically Wanda Sykes. And that you'll see a lot of comics do that. They'll have a public side and a private side. It's not till those 2 sides meet on stage and you can be unapologetically you that you're really getting to your purposeful art. You know what I mean? And that's like the glow. That's like the last dragon glow.
But how is the comedy scene different from LA to Atlanta to Detroit? How is it different?
I laughed when you asked that because it's totally different. So demographically, comedy in California, you are not only practicing stand-up, but you're practicing for your TV sitcom series centered around you. So a lot of my set when I'm out here in Cali, if there's a writer in the audience, I want him to know this is who you would cast me as. This is who you would make my hanging with Mr. Cooper about. But when I'm in Detroit, if I don't present tough, that audience will boo me and walk all over me. I better know my Detroit history. I better know what they're doing on the corner, on the street, in the suburbs, the 8 mile, the 7 mile. I better know it. So it's a lot of shit talking in the D. But then I went to Atlanta and did comedy. Black Christians, you better know something. You better know the Bible when you're doing comedy in the South. And you better not offend. Because they're going to call you out on it. Some stuff they just do not think is funny. I don't care how dark you thought you was getting and how you set it up. Like, it's not the same. Now, I have yet to do comedy in New York, but we all know the New York and Boston energy. It's like anything goes, say whatever. But a lot of times people just want to be heard. And a lot of their comedy aren't even jokes. They just bold enough to go off on somebody. It's a lot of energy, it looks like, in New York. So
So how do you feel about, and I don't know if you've watched it yet, Dave Chappelle's new show?
Okay, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched like the first 20 minutes of it. Here's what was so cool about that. Last year, I seen Dave at the Comedy Store working on those jokes. So it was cool for me to watch it and say, that's the decision he made. That's the way he chose to tell it. I remember when he was working on it, talking about Jim Carrey, and we was like, where is he going with this? And then it was a lot of comics when he came on stage giving him feedback.
That's dope.
And then it was cool to watch. This is what he decided to do. It's just cool to watch their jokes develop and see how they work on it the same way that I'm working on it. You know, it's not finished yet. I'm not ready to tell it yet. And then when it is ready, they want to make sure it's drop dead funny. Initially, you just got a funny concept and it's funny in the situation. But when you can tell it and tell it like it's the first time you've ever told it, and people involuntarily, all at the same time, come to their feet and fall over laughing.
Yeah.
How do you make something funny funnier is the name of the game. And it's just cool to watch. It's cool to be a part of too. Yeah.
So do you think Ricky Smiley is funny?
Ricky? No, yes I am. Yes I am. I think Ricky Smiley is funny. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what I think is funny about Ricky. When you can lose yourself and become a whole nother person, I think it's hilarious. It's kind of similar to when I'm hosting a kids event and I say, who want to come up here and imitate their parent? And the kid that imitates their parent the best is the funniest kid. So when Ricky Smiley goes into being a woman or being an older man, I just think it's so funny because he be spot on. Now, do I think that his setup, punchline, tags be funny? They be hit or miss. But his impersonations, I be like, man, he got that down. He got that little Daryl, that whole character, right? Like, that's dope. That's execution. So yes, I think Ricky Smiley is funny. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not really diplomatic. I'm known to tell the truth.
Diplomatic answer. Yeah, you told the truth, but it was smooth. It was smooth.
Because I'm gonna throw some regular ass questions at you, like. So what
I can tell you people I don't think is funny.
Who?
Go ahead.
I'm a Cedric the Entertainer fan, but I've seen Cedric do stuff that I don't think was funny. Every comedian can have a bad day. I seen Dave get up and not be funny. He got booed in Detroit. Him and Katt got booed in Detroit. They are funny, but they can have a bad day of performing. They're funny. So, and then who do I think that is just not funny? It's a lot of comedy. Everybody got a special now. And I just be like, I can't watch this. This was not funny. I'm a fan of Samore. I don't think her last one, when she pulled out the paper and was reading off the paper, I'm like, girl, you supposed to have your set memorized. Don't do that, Samore. Like, that made me feel some...
She missed that one. What?
Homage to the legendary Samore. I'm not bringing her down, but that didn't sit well with me, and it really wasn't that freaking funny.
Wow, I gotta watch that.
What about Monique? What about Monique? Do you think Monique is funny?
It's hard. Here's what I'm learning.
Okay.
There's a way to be funny on stage, and then there's a way to be distracting on stage, so nobody is hearing what you're saying. She was very distracting in her appearance on stage, and when she be out of breath, it's hard for me to focus on what she's saying. And I just be like, stop walking, and maybe you could catch your breath, Monique, because this is a distraction.
Okay. Oh my God. I saw her though.
I'm not about to watch you snuffleupagus across the stage because I'm trying to hear what you're saying, but you're not.
She like, her ass gonna fall out or what?
You see what I'm saying? Is the paramedics ready? Don't nobody got to jump on stage to tackle her. She's gonna fall out in a minute.
Oh no! She gonna fall.
I only know how to tell the truth, and that's what I'm saying. It's funny because everybody was thinking it. Everybody watches it and watches her be out of breath.
Yes.
She got to do something about that. Like if we got to do the CPAP before the. Or if we got to do just 20 minutes special.
Damn, not a CPAP.
Monique is an amazing actress. She have done so many things for Black women, but the truth is the truth. What girl?
She like her ass.
Like some more. I'm trying to think.
But I like her.
I know.
Yeah, I learned a lot about integrity through Monique. If you play the integrity game, your phone might be dry for a minute, and and Hollywood might blackball you. So thank you for being a sacrificial lamb, Monique. Thanks for being funny. Thanks for being a great actress. But lately, it's not been funny. You sound bitter.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been dope, y'all. I just, I mean, where's your next show? Because I know Trina, you always performing some damn where. So where's your next show?
My next show is January 14th at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood. So that's where I'm at January 14th. This weekend, I'm going to be at Laugh Factory. And who knows whatever else is on the calendar. I always post it so people can come check it out. I don't know when I'm going to be back in Detroit, but I look forward to making more cities this year than I did last year, for sure.
Oh, yeah, we definitely want you to come back. I know Mike Epps is actually opening up a comedy spot out here as well. So, but yeah, I'm excited. It's been good. I see you hanging with some other Detroit folks from out there, which is cool to see. So that's what's up. We appreciate you coming on here, chit-chatting, talking craziness again on 50 Shades of Life. Talia, did you get all your questions in?
I did. It was a pleasure to talk with you, and I learned so much. So I'm so happy that you took your time to talk with us today.
Yes.
Man, I definitely had a good time. Y'all crazy. I knew y'all was going to have the fun questions and we was about to have a good time, but I ain't know we was about to do all that. But it was definitely a pleasant surprise, man. I'm proud of y'all. The hardest part is starting, so make sure y'all keep going. We need y'all out here on the platforms. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We try to talk about everything life, y'all. This is straight 50 Shades of Life. So we talking about from relationships to people, to face, to hair, to skin, to purses. We talking about everything life. Your mama, your daddy, everything. We just dropped chapter 6. We talk about dating. Stop doing dumb ass dating. Okay. All right, Tay, what you say? What you call it? Stop dating dumb?
Dating dumb. Stop dating dumb. Look, we need some more. Look.
Yikes.
All right, y'all. We will see y'all later. Follow us, like, love, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. And follow my girl, Trina. Give them your handles, man. We got to give them your social media.
Y'all can find me everywhere. Trina with the truth. So check me out. And it's spelled the educated way. Ain't no with the. It's WITH and THE with
right here, y'all.
Trina with the truth. All right.
All right, y'all. Take care. Love you, girl. Be safe out there.
Love you too. Mwah.
All right. Bye.
50.
Welcome to 50 Shades of Life.